Heart-centered leaders have high levels of empathy, sensitivity, authenticity, and intuition. They know the power of being vulnerable and leading from the heart. They also often ask themselves, why am I so emotional in certain situations? Am I too sensitive? Why am I taking things more personally than others? How come I can problem solve and feel at my best in some situations and feel powerless and at my worst in others? In today's somewhat shorter episode, we're talking about another component of your leadership EQ, stress management. How to repair the consequences of stress hijack and what does a home elf have to do with that? Before we start, please subscribe to this channel, hit this bell button to get notified when new episodes arrive. I'm Maria Neizvestnaya, founder of Executive Craft, and welcome to my channel, a place for heart-centered leaders. As leadership and executive coach, I'm passionate about emotional intelligence, mindfulness, and transformational leadership training. My clients gain confidence, increase influence, and become fully empowered. Are you ready to elevate your leadership? When I ask my clients what kind of leader they want to be, no one describes an overwhelmed, overworked, frustrated individual with no patience for their team or loved ones. Yet at times, we find ourselves right there in these moments when our values and our long-term vision go out of the window, and later we ask ourselves, who was that person? Stress tolerance is a key component of stress management domain, an essential part of your leadership EQ. It pays off to build your stress management muscles. You might not have realized it in the calmer times, but during these tumultuous times of 2020, your stress management skills make a huge difference. It can mean being able to focus versus mindlessly distracting yourself by checking the news, something you have no control over. It also can mean keeping a healthy self-care routine versus depending on a variety of numbing agents such as alcohol or other substances to get you through the week. How well do you cope with stress? Here is how leaders with low stress tolerance think, feel, and behave. Under stress, they allow their emotions to take control. Lack of patience, perfectionism, and other unhelpful patterns are activated to the point where they say and do things they regret later. They are unable to think clearly and initiate appropriate coping mechanisms for the situation. Energy, focus, and the ability to concentrate all disappear. Some of them are unable to deal with anxiety. Instead of turning toward it and working with it, they tend to deflect onto their team and push them too hard. How do empathetic and sensitive leaders make a shift to higher stress tolerance? They train to process and engage in slow thinking instead of fast thinking. Slow thinking has long-term goals and vision in mind. They think clearly through stress, empowering people instead of mindlessly pushing them. They have systems in place that help them to recharge, re-energize, and recuperate. These systems include good sleeping habits, exercise, mindfulness meditation, and nurturing and employing a strong social network. They know how to balance the periods of hard work with fun and relaxation. Now you can say, this all sounds great, but what if it's too late and your emotion regulation system has been hijacked? For example, you snapped at a member of your team. For these types of situations, we have a Dobby intervention. Meet Dobby, a charming home elf, one of Harry Potter's direct reports. He is very focused on getting the work done to the best way possible. Once he fails, he starts to bang his hand against the wall, call himself Bad Dobby, and engage in other kinds of self-defeating behaviors. Once your emotion regulation system has been hijacked and you said something you regret, notice what happens next. Your inner Dobby comes to the forefront and starts to bang his head against the wall. You're stuck on, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that," for several hours and sometimes days. The situation is already in the past, but you still can't let it go. Now there is additional stress on top of the one you have already experienced. You stay within certain thought patterns that trigger difficult emotions. Stress continues to snowball. In the long run, this affects your self-regard, your energy level, and your health. Training Dobby takes several steps. First, get to know your inner Dobby. For example, write down what you think your Dobby would say in those challenging moments. Read it out loud several times. Notice what happens. If you are having a Dobby moment, pay attention. Acknowledge that this is just a thought pattern. You did your best in that particular situation. Create a phrase to comfort and soothe your Dobby. Mine is, "Thank you for sharing, Dobby. I appreciate your opinion. I know you really care about me. Many hugs. See you later. My Dobby doesn't like to feel abandoned." Console Dobby with your phrase as soon as you start blaming yourself again. Repeat. Once you've regained your power and strategic thinking back, prepare for the talk and go for it. Acknowledging what has happened, apologizing if necessary, and creating new agreements can be empowering both for you and the other person. Lingering in guilt and shame drains your power and energy. Retraining your mind and changing your habits and emotional patterns is not a quick fix. While our minds are very fond of quick fixes, you need a system in place to maintain your growth and performance in trying times. Set up realistic expectations for this type of work and think about it as a long-term investment in your future self. When you learn how to ground yourself, increase stress tolerance, and prevent emotional overwhelm, you become unstoppable. To learn more about the qualities needed to train your mindset, increase your resilience and stress tolerance as a heart-centered leader, sign up for my free 1-hour training, How to Succeed as an Overgiver Without Becoming Resentful or Losing the Passion for Your Work. Go to www.executivecraft.com and join the webinar. If you are in a leadership position and want to grow as a leader and expand your mindset, I invite you to connect and book a free one-on-one discovery call with me. Let's talk about the specifics of your situation and figure out what are the next steps that you can take to get closer to your goals and aspirations, increase your resilience and stress tolerance. To apply for the call, click on the link in the description or go to executivecraft.com/apply and choose the time in my schedule that works for you. Have you enjoyed this episode? Please give it a like, and if you choose to do so, share it with other heart-centered leaders. Hit this bell button if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. Keep doing the important work that you are doing, take good care of yourself, be well, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye. Yes, Dobby, I'm listening. What do you have to say? Oh, I haven't emphasized your strengths enough in this video? Oh, okay. That's interesting perspective. Oh, you suggest I re-record it? Well, I have other plans. I'm going surfing. Oh, you want to go to help me surf better? Okay. I'm not sure that's a good idea. How about you stay here and keep the fort for me? Okay? Alright, high five. Off we go. Bye.